come to play. I'm Shawnte Health Wells, your injury prevention expert. Here's what I needed to say to y'all. Stop blaming Lizzo. Get your mouth off of Lizzo. Listen, stop blaming Lizzo for the fat epidemic. Stop blaming Lizzo for the obesity epidemic. Stop blaming Lizzo for all of the problems that you see with childhood obesity. Stop blaming Lizzo for Americans being big. What you need to do is lay the blame and start where the money trail really truly begins. Go back to 1992 and look at that food guide pyramid. Stop blaming Lizzo. Listen, she ain't nothing but a result of what they've been pushing. What you need to be blaming is Big Sugar. Who you need to be blaming is Big Pharma. Who you need to be blaming is every single one of those physicians that signed off on that food guide pyramid, which wasn't nothing but some tomfoolery from the pit of hell, which was all about money. Listen, they told you to get rid of the fat, and instead they traded in the worst type of fat that was going to come on in. All of those fat-free foods that had nothing but sugar that was going to be converted to fat. That's all it is. Listen, they told you, they lied to you and told you was eating fat, you was going to get fat. The devil is a lie when the opposite was true. Listen, that food guide pyramid, you need to be, that's who's responsible for the obesity epidemic. That's who you need to be upset with. Not Lizzo. Lizzo ain't had nothing to do with that. Lizzo wasn't even born when they put a stamp of approval, which was founded on no actual science behind it. They put a stamp of approval on it just because it sounded good. Talking about, oh, well, people are eating fat, and not looking at all of the different lifestyle factors, not looking at the fact that here's what we didn't need, which was all that dairy. Here's what we didn't need, which was all of that, the grains, and they ain't do nothing but increase our waist size. Listen, I know because I've been somebody that was hurt by it. See, listen, they told us to get rid of all of the dietary fat, the things that were actually making us healthy. And then what did they do? They told us they was pushing all of this, the salad dressings with all of that hidden foolishness in there, with all of these grain bars that wasn't nothing but full of sugar that was and toxins way worse than darn a candy bar or if you went to McDonald's. Listen, it was straight foolishness. So they put that foolishness on us. Stop blaming Lizzo for something that she ain't do. No, this got started long before she ever came along. 1992, that devilish food guide pyramid that you told people we needed 6 to 11 servings of breads and grains. You told people that we needed 5 to 6 servings of darn dairy. Is you crazy? Listen, pus-filled homogenized milk. That's what's responsible for the obesity epidemic. All of that sugar. You told us to do away with the healthy fat. And you told us to trade that in for all of these fake foods. Fake foods. And what we did, we traded in the real food for the fake food. And guess what y'all did? Y'all traded in them dollars. You made us sick. They got us full of pain, soreness. You shortened people's lives. You devastated American families. That's what you did. Lizzo ain't the cause of the obesity epidemic. Nah, Big Sugar, Big Pharma, and Big Dairy. Good morning, good morning. Listen, that's who's responsible for this obesity epidemic. Listen, you need to understand that food guide pyramid is from the devil. Listen, I had to keep it live with y'all all the way from Miami, Florida, baby. I ain't come to play. 305 all day, every day. I need you guys to understand. Big Sugar, Big Pharma, they want you to sit up here and chase your own tail. You know what I'm saying? They got you as smoking mirrors. They trying to get you to focus on Lizzo. Lizzo just normalized and got you to see people who are of that size. But that's been happening long before. Here's what you need to understand. Do you know the American Heart Association stamped stuff like Lucky Charms and those Cheerios and told us those was healthy foods, heart healthy foods, full of sugar, full of foolishness. The devil is a big old fat juicy lie. Listen, that was full of fugazi. That's what it was. But it landed our children in the land of obesity. It landed the adults into the land of obesity because they lied to us. It's not Lizzo's fault. Lizzo ain't had nothing to do with it. Lizzo wasn't even first born then. That's Big Sugar. Follow the money trail. Follow the money trail. Listen, I need you to understand that you need to look at the functional nutrition way. You need to look at real foods. Trade in the fake stuff. Trade in the fake stuff. Listen, eat real food. Eat real food. Get rid of the trans fat. Get rid of all of that other stupidness the fake stuff that don't exist. That glyphosate that's in them Cheerios that they told you was actually good for you. You know, the foolishness, those obesogens that's actually causing you to be obese chemically. So Lizzo ain't your problem. Big sugar, big dairy, and big pharma is your problem. Them and they fake influencers that they have targeting this darn lady when they are the one that is responsible for the obesity epidemic. Why don't you target them? Why don't you put your mouth on them? Why don't you go ahead and put them all in the blogs and make videos about them? How about that? How about calling a spade a spade? How about putting the blame right where it lays? Why don't you do your part and do all that you could do to help families all around this world? Big sugar, big pharma, and big dairy, they responsible for this obesity epidemic, not Lizzo. Get your mouth up off of Lizzo. That girl ain't had nothing to do with it. She done been victimized by it just like the rest of us who are of that size. Listen, stop tripping. Get your mind right. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I am Shawnte Health Wells. Listen, I want you to live long and I want you to live strong. You don't need all that dairy they talking about. You don't need that darn them grains that they was darn talking about. You finna to go the grain route and do the sprouted grain route. Listen, these people messing up your immune system, your ability to even fight off infections. Listen, you need to do all that you can do. I love you and I want to see you win. Guess what? I'll see y'all back tomorrow. Listen, I ain't come to play. Meet me here, 6:30 a.m. I love you. Peace. Woo! Flare out, y'all. Flare out. Ha ha. Live long and live strong. Flare out.